Why didn't God save Charlie Kirk? Imagine. Charlie Kirk was a man who served God. He gave his everything. He had revelations that none of us could understand. The fact that he had those revelations showed that he spent a lot of time with God. Charlie Kirk was a man who was married. He spoke about God with all his heart. He left everything else just to go and teach other people. He was ready to debate with other people, which is something that most of the Christians can't do. We don't want to be seen as off or disliked, even though we are Christians. We know that if we speak about God openly, they're going to dislike us. But Charlie Kirk was a man who left everything, not really everything, but he was a man who went all out for God. He was a man who prayed. He was a man who took care of his wife and his children. We've never heard online that, oh, Charlie Kirk cheated over his wife. He did this. There was never any type of great scandal with him. He served God with all his heart. We could see that no, this man follows the Bible. He spends time with God because of the way he spoke, all the revelations that he had. A normal human being who does not spend time with God will not get it. So why did God not save him? Why, when God said that no, I will give you life, I'll give you all of this. This is a question that is running through many of the pagans, especially this is like an opportunity for atheist people to come and be like, so this is the God you want us to follow. Why could he not save him? Right? Even Christians, we ourselves as Christian, maybe this reminds you of a loved one that you've lost, and then you start asking yourself, but why is God doing this? He's taking away people that we love, people that serve him, and everything, and it hurts. I understand that it really hurts, and you have questions. You are asking yourself, but God, you said in your word you would protect us. What is a gun to you? Because maybe you could have been shot, but still he could have been assassin, but still one or the other, God would have came and made a way. If Jesus could bring up Lazarus back to life, then it means he could have done it with Charlie. But why did God remain silent? Because it hurts, right? It hurts very much, especially, I don't even want to look at all of those news, because when I look at it, I feel what his wife is feeling, right? I feel for her, and I'm like, I don't understand how she can remain so strong, right? But God is helping her. So the main question of this video was, why didn't God save Charlie? While you're waiting this far is for you to get an answer. But even before giving you an answer, just look at it. God sent his only child to die for our sins. Why? My only child, the one who had all the glory, but God sent his child. This, if you do this, okay, we give a reason, love. But love, of course, we say life is blind, love is this. But when you go into depth, you're like, this does not make sense. And this is God. When we say that God does beyond our understanding, it's not only in the financial matter, in health ways, or in the way that we want him to do beyond our understanding. Because at times he really does beyond our understanding. Because how can you explain this? A man that walked according to God's way. Or even to go further in the Bible, how could you explain everything that went to Job? Even if it was testing. God, you want to test me, but why am I suffering so much, right? And I know this is a question that most of the Christians have. Why is God allowing this 1, 2, 3 things to happen? Maybe I'm a sinner, but Charlie, why all of that? I just want to tell you that 95% of the time, when it comes to death, it comes to sicknesses, it comes to whys, most of the time we don't even get an answer from God, right? Well, asking ourselves these questions may allow us to go astray. And don't worry, I'm not blaming you. We are human beings, and perhaps we're asking ourselves questions with this and this and this and that. But I want you to stay calm. I want you to stay calm, because whether you ask questions, whether you do not, most of the time he does not answer, and it hurts, it irritates, it makes us angry. Why is this God not answering? But let me tell you something that I'm so certain of. Maybe many things may look unsure now, but something that I'm certain of is that he loves us. And he took his son next to him. And where his son is now is that he is at a better place. And I wanted this to just be a reminder to all Christians. Every day we leave, we make plans for tomorrow. We do 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. But like Charlie, I bet when he left his house in the morning, he didn't think that this was going to happen 5, 6. Or maybe because he's a spiritual man, we do not know. But your life can end just now. You may be watching this video and something just happens to you and you're gone. So this is a reminder for all of us as Christians to always be close to God, to always be near to God. As soon as you fall short of God's glory, even if you feel guilty, just go near him. Be like, I want to be under your shelter at all times, right? May this be an opportunity for you at every single second to walk with God, to remain with him, right? Because anything can happen to you anytime, right? Have a heart and attitude. Even if you sin, it's better for him to say, no, she sinned, but she still wants to be in my presence, than for you to sin and run away from him. So really, I would really want to give my condolences to all the families. And we as Christians have lost someone very big, but God takes, He gives, and is the God who takes. And it may be painful, but may this also be a reminder to us to all be like Charlie, to be brave people who's ready to speak up, who's ready to read and meditate the Bible as youth in order to go out and bring it in front there. I know this may sound crazy. You may tell me, Asante, you want me to go and kill myself. No, but it's not that. We should spread the gospel. We should make God's voice be heard. And to anyone who has questions, I'll repeat and say this again, that it may hurt, of course, but most of the time we don't get the answers to those questions. He does beyond our understanding. And maybe when we go to heaven, we'll understand. We'll be like, oh, Father, but it hurts. Just remain at His feet. It's better for you to cry at God's feet than to cry at a man's feet. Because when you cry before a man, he may look at you and be like, oh, okay, and act sorry, but deep down they're happy you're going through what you're going through.